Donald Trump is panicking as Iran has announced that it just signed a $25 billion nuclear deal with Putin. Putin and Iran are forging this nuclear alliance after Donald Trump demanded that Iran return all of its nuclear material, including nuclear dust. We're hearing now what Putin just had to say following this announcement. He says that Iran is a friendly state for Russia and that he believes the Iranian leadership and the people of Iran trust Russia. He says they fully trust them. Putin also added that in the future, this uranium could be used once they reduce the enrichment level. He said this uranium could be used for peaceful purposes, for nuclear power, and for nuclear projects in Iran under IAEA control. Notice the key word here, could. Russia is asserting itself as the main mediator, arbiter, and protector of Iran right here. And this would seem to be giving a gigantic message to Donald Trump, showing that Russia is not backing down while Trump claims to be negotiating nuclear material issues with Iran. Putin is saying that while the United States is trying to control the situation, Russia is moving forward with a major nuclear cooperation agreement with Iran. So how does Donald Trump respond? Well, this is breaking news. Moments ago, reports suggested that the Pentagon was expected to cancel plans to provide Tomahawk missiles to Germany, citing concerns that Russia could view the deployment as an escalation. In other words, the argument being made is that Donald Trump is hesitant to provide these missiles because it could anger Putin. But at the same time, Putin has no problem moving forward with a major nuclear agreement with Iran involving billions of dollars and the possibility of future nuclear development. Putin also spoke about Iran moments ago. He said that the people of Iran have shown unity and their willingness to fight. He said this is a factor that must be considered while finding a solution to the crisis. Putin explained that Russia understands Donald Trump and his administration are distracted right now and are forced to deal with this issue. He also talked about the Ukraine situation, referring to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Putin said that Donald Trump did not expect the Ukraine problem to become so difficult. Putin explained that some things may not seem complicated at first, but when you go deeper into the problem, many unknown challenges appear. Then Donald Trump sent his representatives, specifically the people helping him with his ballroom project, to Russia to attend a Russian economic conference. During this conference, Russian officials announced that Russia and the United States were working toward a major economic cooperation deal, involving the possibility of building a tunnel between Russia and Alaska through the Bering Strait. The person working on Trump's ballroom project was also seen presenting the ballroom project during the St. Petersburg Economic Conference in Russia. Now, moments ago, we received an alert from the U.S. State Department. The United States issued a security alert for Middle Eastern countries, warning about the possibility of hostilities resuming and instructing American citizens to move to the nearest shelter if necessary. This came after the United States gave Iran a new deadline. A new deadline from Donald Trump. Either accept the deal being offered or face possible military action. Meanwhile, Iran and Russia have announced this $25 billion nuclear deal while Trump is trying to negotiate with Putin and facing criticism over his approach toward America's NATO allies. We now know that multiple U.S. Air Force assets are currently airborne in the region, with several C-17 Globemaster aircraft moving from the Middle East toward Europe. At the same time, the IRGC has announced that its forces have been placed on full combat alert, with units instructed to remain ready for immediate action. Now, how is Donald Trump reacting to Putin doing this deal with Iran? Well, Donald Trump recently responded by talking about Mojtaba Khamenei. Trump said that he believes he is a good person and that he has a good reputation in some circles. Trump explained that some people view the Ayatollah positively, while others criticize him, similar to how people have different opinions about Trump himself. Trump said that although many people say negative things about him, he believes those criticisms are false. He suggested that opinions about world leaders can vary depending on who you ask. Donald Trump then explained that he does not necessarily want to meet with the Ayatollah, but if such a meeting happened, he would consider it an honor and would approach the conversation respectfully. Trump said that if there was a possibility of making a deal, he would be open to meeting with Iran's supreme leader. He explained that he would be respectful and willing to discuss an agreement if it could lead to a better outcome. When asked about where such a meeting could happen, Trump said that he had not heard many details about it. He explained that he did not personally suggest the meeting, but some people had discussed the possibility. He said that if it happened, he would handle it respectfully. However, questions were raised about the history between the two sides. People questioned whether Iran's leadership would have negative feelings toward Trump because of previous military actions, including Operation Epic Fury, which reportedly killed members of the Ayatollah's family. When asked whether those events could create personal resentment and prevent a meeting, Trump responded that he understood he was probably not the favorite person of Iran's leadership. However, Trump again said that he believed the Ayatollah was a professional figure and that some people view him positively. He repeated that many people also criticize Trump, but he believes those criticisms are not accurate. But the bigger question is that Donald Trump appears to be focusing more on criticizing Joe Biden and Barack Obama rather than directly attacking the Ayatollah after Iran entered into this agreement with Vladimir Putin. Trump responded by defending his position on Iran's nuclear program. He said that Iran cannot be allowed to have a nuclear weapon and that many people agree with that position. Trump argued that his administration took strong action to prevent Iran from reaching that point. He also criticized previous policies, saying that under Biden and Obama, Iran was moving closer toward having nuclear capabilities. Trump specifically mentioned the Obama-era nuclear agreement and said that he ended that agreement because he believed it could have eventually led to a larger nuclear crisis. Now, Donald Trump also spent a lot of time during a recent press conference that attracted major attention. During the event, some observers claimed that Trump appeared extremely tired and distracted. Some people online suggested that he looked like he was falling asleep during parts of the event. During the press conference, Trump was discussing topics including jobs, the economy, communities, and American workers. He criticized previous Democratic policies and talked about coal miners, saying that many workers were told to move into different industries instead of being supported in their existing careers. Trump also criticized environmental regulations during the Biden administration, claiming that there were too many restrictions that hurt traditional industries. After this, attention turned toward Trump's behavior during the event. Critics pointed to moments where they believed Trump appeared to pause, lose focus, or mumble during his speech. Another moment happened when Trump thanked several officials but appeared unaware that one of his energy officials, Chris Wright, was standing directly behind him. Trump asked where Chris was, and after realizing he was right behind him, the moment created laughter among people at the event. Trump then continued speaking and moved on to another topic about vehicle repairs. He discussed concerns about people not being allowed to fix their own cars. Trump said that he found it strange and questioned why people would be restricted from repairing their own vehicles. He claimed that there were situations where people faced serious consequences for fixing their own cars and argued that individuals with mechanical skills should have the freedom to repair vehicles themselves. Trump said that he wanted to address the issue and make sure the situation was understood clearly. He questioned why any system would prevent people from using their own skills to repair their own property. Trump then moved on to another topic and praised Giants quarterback Jackson Dart. Trump described Jackson Dart as a big, strong athlete and talked about his physical abilities. He said that he asked Jackson how he thought he would perform in women's sports. According to Trump, Jackson responded confidently that he would do well. Trump said that Jackson did not realize he was joking at the time. Trump continued by saying that because of Jackson Dart's size and athletic ability, he would have been one of the greatest athletes in the history of women's sports. Trump praised him by saying that he looked like a model and predicted that he would become a great quarterback. The discussion then moved toward another announcement involving the Lincoln Memorial. Trump talked about a new project that said had recently come up and described it as a breaking news announcement. He explained that the front of the Lincoln Memorial area was originally supposed to be the back, and the back was supposed to be the front. According to Trump, the original design was changed because roads were built behind the memorial after it was constructed, blocking what was supposed to become the main entrance toward the water. Trump said that he wanted to create a new promenade area near the Lincoln Memorial. He explained that the project would connect the memorial area down toward the Potomac River and create a more impressive visitor experience. Trump mentioned that some people wanted to call it the Trump Promenade, although he said he was unsure about using his own name. He described the project as beautiful and said it would transform the area around the Lincoln Memorial. The conversation then moved to another controversial topic, the idea of placing Trump's face on a $250 bill. Trump was asked about reports that supporters had discussed creating a $250 bill featuring his image. When asked whether he had seen a design or mock-up of such a bill, Trump said he had heard about the idea. He explained that the proposal had been promoted by some of his supporters and said he felt honored that people were suggesting it. Trump said that he did not know how the idea would develop, but he acknowledged that there were people who strongly supported his work and wanted to recognize him. The next topic was Trump's idea of creating a triumphal arch. Trump explained that many major cities around the world have triumphal arches and suggested that the United States should have one as well. He described the structure as a symbol and a tribute to military achievements and victories. Trump said that he believed America had achieved many military victories and argued that the country deserved a monument recognizing those accomplishments. He explained that the project had been discussed before but was never completed, partly because historical events such as the Civil War interrupted plans. Trump said that the location had remained unused for many years. The discussion then shifted toward Trump's claims about solving international conflicts and ending wars. Trump talked about a person being considered for a temporary position and explained that the individual was intelligent and capable of learning quickly. He said that although the person was not expected to hold the position permanently, he believed they could perform well. When asked whether this person had enough national security experience, Trump responded that intelligence and the ability to learn were important qualities. Trump said that before becoming president, he also did not have extensive national security experience, but he believed he performed very well. He claimed that many people would say he had helped end 8 wars and that he hoped to resolve another conflict in the future. The discussion then moved toward Hillary Clinton and her comments about workers in traditional industries. Trump talked about miners in states including Wyoming, Pennsylvania, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, North Dakota, and New Mexico. He said that many workers in these areas were returning to work and brought up a past moment involving Hillary Clinton during a campaign visit to West Virginia. Trump described how Hillary Clinton had suggested that some workers should move into technology-related industries instead of continuing traditional mining jobs. He said that many miners disagreed with that message because they felt their experience and skills were not being respected. Trump talked about a miner he described as a strong and hardworking person and said that the idea of teaching him to make computer chips did not match his background or abilities. He argued that the worker represented many Americans who wanted their traditional jobs and industries supported. Trump said that this moment showed the difference between his approach and Hillary Clinton's approach toward workers. He criticized Clinton's campaign and said that she struggled politically after those interactions with voters. He claimed that she lost heavily in those areas and argued that her message did not connect with many working-class Americans. That brings us to the latest developments. The situation involving Putin, Iran, and Trump's response continues to develop, and more information will be followed as it becomes available. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe and stay updated for more coverage and analysis.